What is up, my lovelies, and welcome to or back to my YouTube channel. Today I'm going to be sharing with you 5 super easy beginner hair tips for healthier hair that you guys can easily implement into your daily routines. Having natural hair is a lifestyle. That means constantly doing things to upkeep it, keeping it nice and moisturized, keeping it trimmed, healthy, so you can see that hair growth and see your luscious curls turn into what they are fully capable of being. A lot of you guys are following me because you just started your natural hair journey, so I did want to make these tips super beginner friendly, just simple things that you can add to your daily routines that'll help make a drastic change for your hair in the future. If you follow these 5 simple steps for at least 1 month, I promise you guys, you will see a drastic change in your hair results. And when you do, please feel free to DM me on Insta your hair before and after you've implemented these new techniques and tried it with your hair, because I do want to feature you guys in my next video. Because it's one thing to tell my curly hair journey story, but I know you guys' journeys are just as drastic and just as cool. I do want to shout you guys out and let others know about your journey as well. That'll really help boost their confidence and let them know, hey, they're doing it, I can do it as too. We can all do this together and literally make the natural hair community a happy place to be. Don't forget to like and subscribe before we get started, because it does help me out a whole bunch. And without further ado, let's jump straight into our hair tips. Alright, you guys, so first things first, I want you to go to your closet, your bathrooms, restrooms, wherever you leave your towels for your hair specifically, and I want you to throw out all of those harsh, hard towels that you're using directly after your showers. I mean, you don't have to throw them out, but at least get them out of sight on where you normally go to grab your hair towels. Now I want you to create a new little space, and in this space, they are going to be replaced. And don't worry, y'all, I have a couple of alternatives that I want you guys to try. Our first one being something that you can literally find at home, and that is an old t-shirt made out of 100% cotton. Usually all t-shirts are 100% cotton, so they're super easy to find. I saw this girl on TikTok say if we wanted to feel more like bougie and elegant, to change our mindset, that you should take all your old t-shirts, get rid of them, and replace them with like affordable satin sets from Walmart, Shein. And if you wear those to lounge around the house instead, it just makes you feel more bougie and puts you in that mindset as well. So you can work on having healthy hair and dedication to your self-improvement. Speaking of feeling bougie, there are these actual microfiber hair towels that have elastics or these little rings and button on them that just makes it a little bit easier to handle. It's kind of one of those little things that's like a life hack item. You don't really know you need it until you have it and you realize like, wow, where was this the whole time? Because it literally makes things so much easier. Not only do I have a couple of color options on my Amazon storefront, but they do come in sets as well, so you can throw them in rotation for wash, and you can use one once a week and just begin collecting them over time. Our last option is these microfiber towel raggies. I know you guys have to have some of these lying around your house somewhere. If you can find these will work just as fine. You can literally use them when you're styling to squeeze out that excess product and leave your results frizz-free. It is an amazing material for curls. I mean, it will not leave it dried out. It won't break it up. It's fluffy, nice and soft on your curls, and just like the other two, are a go-to material for your natural hair. And that completes step 1. Make the switch of your towel. It is so important. When you hop out your shower, you don't want all that conditioner and hair mask and beautiful moisture you put into your hair to just be stripped out by a towel. Come on now. Here's a quick 2 birds with 1 stone for step number 2, and that's going to be this spray bottle. This spray bottle is my go-to continuous spray bottle. Makes styling so much easier. I promise, guys, our arms get tired enough having to style our natural hair. The fingers don't have to hurt. I never keep my spray bottle filled with regular water. I always have to keep something in it that's going to keep the curls nice and moisturized. So I always use a little bit of oil, coconut oil in particularly. I just use a little bit. You just need a small dab amount. Now you can use any type of oil, whether that be tea tree oil, olive oil, grapeseed, any one of your favorite hair oils. You're just going to put at the bottom of that. Then begin to fill her up with some room temperature water to dilute the product up. That way it's still like a spray bottle water. It's just a little spice to it. If you do not have any oils, a really good alternative will be some leave-in conditioner, deep conditioner, curling cream, anything that's a little bit thicker. Add some moisture and shine to your hair. Just put a little bit in there and fill it up again with water. Now only pick one or the other. You don't want to put both of them. In particularly, I'm putting both of them because I'm about to put some hair wax in my hair, so I need the most product and moisture as possible because I'm not going to be using any product. So I did double up on it. So if you're doing something like that, then yeah, because I'm going to use it all in one use, but you don't want your water bottle sitting there with a whole bunch of oils and products for a whole week, you know what I mean? So you want to keep it as a minimum amount of product as possible there, because again, you're just making a little bit of diluted water to help moisturize your hair. That way, every time you pick up the bottle of water to wet your hair, you're simultaneously adding back moisture. So hitting two birds with one stone for styling and moisture. Overall, an amazing product. And here's a quick clip of how I refresh my hair in the mornings. I literally just take my spray bottle, which usually has a little bit of moisturizer in it, and I completely coat it with the light mist of my moisture, and then I go about my day. Think of your hair like a plant. You know, you always have to water your plant daily. You don't just water it with water, you put food, like the little plant food in it with it. So it's like your little hair food. You have your water mixed with your hair food, and every day you just make sure to water your beautiful mane so it can grow strong and just be wonderful. Our next hair tip consists of maintaining that beautiful mane, and that's going to be going to wherever you keep your hair ties. Those either overly thin or overly thick, harsh hair ties that do not need to be in your natural hair, go to those and throw them out. So over time they break, they pop in your hair, they get tangled, that little elastic thing starts to show, and it will literally get knotted all up in your hair. A nightmare. Bad news all the way around. To replace them with these swirly little hair ties. Now these are super cute. First off, there comes in some really stiff ones that'll come really tight so you can do styles, and there's some really loose ones for loose buns. There's some super cute colors. There's also cloth ones, which I've recently been obsessed with. I put them on my Amazon storefront, so they're just like the regular elastics if you like that soft cloth, but it won't tug and pull on your curls, so you won't have to have that little hair tackle and tugging war that you do whenever you take it down from that bun. I know you guys know exactly what I'm talking about. So here's an example of the looser ones. These are super easy to pull versus the other ones. As you can see here, they have a lot wider stretch. So they're super versatile, super fun, and super healthy for your natural hair. For our fourth tip, that is going to be showing you guys a way that you can use your new elastics. Y'all know those quick little buns you throw your hair in when you're in a rush at practice, at the grocery store, at the gym, you're doing something real quick, you like to throw it in that little nest thing. No ma'am, we do not need to do that anymore. You guys, 30 minutes into this style and you will literally leave so many dents in your hair. Curls are all smushed up together and just literally asking to be broken up into breakage. It's just not, and then you try to get it out and then you do the tug of war thing we were talking about earlier, and you're just battling your hair and breaking it up even more. So that style just sets you up for failure. And this one right here does too. I used to do this bun all the time. Even if you just leave it once, say you do it once, over time it is going to leave a dent. Yeah, it's a little better than wrapping it up multiple times, but again, over time it's still going to leave that dent in your hair, and there is no need to do that when you have the little spiral things that I put you guys onto that I'm going to show you how to use right now. So this is my go-to messy bun. I'm gonna grab my elastic. I usually have my curls, they're fresh and did, and even when they're in my face constantly bothering me, I don't want to mess up my curls because what if I need them later, you know, to go out? So flip your whole head over, grab your spiral elastic, and wrap your whole head up once in one high pineapple. That way your curls have room to breathe, they can fall beautifully and they won't get all squished, messed up, and damaged. And that way at the roots you also have these little indentations to prevent denting, and they start off small and they can get super big, so that means it'll literally close in to help form the perfect pony. And for our fifth and final step, it is going to be a little commitment step, you guys. Prioritize, make it a priority on the first of the month. You guys always know when it's the first of the month. Your brain always realizes when it's the first of the month, right? So I want you to try to incorporate with that, oh, it's the first of the month, it's time to snip my ends. It's so important to snip your ends. I know people say once a month is excessive, it's too much, but you need to really upkeep your ends, because if you do have breakage, especially if you wear your hair out all the time and you don't constantly braid it, being outside in the wind and letting it whip your hair and act all crazy, that is literally what causes split ends. Once you have split ends, they do work their way up and they break out your hair. As long as you are keeping them maintained and you're keeping them down, you can lessen the amount that you have have to, you know, snip your ends. I personally just do it once a month. I don't put an obstacle on my hair growth in my head, and I don't think you guys should do that either. Don't look at it like, oh, my hair doesn't grow like easily or anything like that. You're just putting a blockage on that mindset, you know what I mean? Like, you're labeling yourself as, oh, I don't grow hair easily. Convince your brain to be like, yeah, like this works for me, or like this method does work for me, and it literally will work for you. Just remember, you all create your own reality. Whatever you think literally comes true. If you guys are thinking, hey, my hair grows so easily, I'm doing these hair tips and they've literally been working so well, convince yourself that, then in your reality it's literally going to happen. We are such powerful beings. With that being said, I do believe in that when I do a small little snip every month, it really does help my hair growth. 1 small centimeter equals 2 inches in my world, so I do like to upkeep those ends. On the first of the month, I like to do a little DIY hair mask. I'm not going to hold you guys to that. You don't have to do a hair mask every once a month, although I really do suggest it. I do a little hair mask. I finish off with my routine, and once that's done, I do go in with any curls that didn't curl at the bottom, and I use my hair scissors. Again, these are available on my Amazon storefront. Don't want to use regular scissors. This will cause more damage than it will do good, so make sure you're using hair scissors to cut your ends. I did find some pink pairs also on Amazon, and I was like, oh my gosh, these are literally so cute. Some other cool colors as well. And definitely make sure you guys check out my Amazon storefront to get some cool inspo. I always like to have unique, cool colored products on there to be a little different and more fun for you guys to check out. I already finished off my routine here. I want to kind of show you guys what I mean. So like curl, let me see. I guess this one's kind of funny. A little bit, I mean, it's a little bit straight at the bottom there, as you can see. So anything that looks just weird, it's not gonna curl. Be a little bit, boom, just like that. And that's a better curl at the end, because that other one was just a little bit like straight to the side. So like here, down here is a little bit longer. Little snip. Just upkeeping your ends. And whenever you cut your ends, y'all see the girls who be making the videos when they cut off their dead ends and then the curls just pops so much more. You literally see a whole texture that you didn't even know they had. It's the same concept here, you guys. You want to have your hair luxurious and curly all the way throughout your ends. All the way you want it pretty, you know what I mean? You don't want it to be, oh, super full and now it's starting to get stringy and not so cute. It's definitely possible for you to upkeep that volume throughout your entire head of hair. Don't be afraid of scissors. You want your curls to look popping. Just don't get scissor happy. You start sometimes regret, so make sure you know when to put it down. But yeah, if you are finding yourself having some trouble finding which curls you need to cut, because let's say, oh, well, I don't really notice that there's any ends that I need to cut, or I don't see any curls that I need to cut, but I feel like I do have split ends that need to be cut, right? What I also like to do on the first of the month is put my hair in braids. So like 2 braids, you could do 4. Don't just do 1, because you want to have your hair kind of spread out when you do this technique. After you've done your hair mask and you showered, instead of doing your curly hair routine, you're going to come out the shower, you're going to put in your little leave-in conditioner, and then you're going to begin braiding your hair down. And once you put your hair in those braids, you always get those like 2 ends, you know, those little dried ends right there. I always snip those ends after my braids are complete. You'll always notice you'll braid it nice and good, and then you'll have some like thinned out like ends where you're like, what is good? Like, it feels funny too. Like, you can literally just tell. And I just be boop, snip those ends, you got your braids in, and you're good to go. The more braids you do, I feel like the better, the more symmetrical you can get it. So if you can try to do 4, I like to do like 1 here, 1 here, 1 here, 1 here. I'll put in some pictures too, like 4 on each side. That really helps spread it out so you can get like 4 even cuts. 2 works just as well if you're feeling a little lazy or you're not that good at braiding. And that was our 5th and final tip. Now, I do know I didn't mention any specific products in this video. These are just daily techniques, tips that you guys can add that'll really help you start to see results in your hair long term. If you guys do want product suggestions, I do trust the brands that I work with on my TikToks and on my social medias. They are all usually vegan and cruelty free. I've tried them all personally, and I've put my cousins and friends to those products on personally as well. A couple are like Next of Us, My Black is Beautiful, IMUE. I think that's how you pronounce it. I don't know if like you're supposed to say it all the way though. Literally use those products in rotation. This is how my curls have been looking as I've been using all of those products for the past year now. The Dream Length Curl product line by L'Oreal, they're also really good. I'll show you guys here in a little bit what my product container looks like. There's a whole bunch of good products out there, you guys. There's not just one specific brand that's like, oh, this is like a really good product. You just really have to look at the ingredients, make sure that they are reliable. We can go into that onto another video. We can take a look at what are the important things to look at at when you're buying products and looking for things like that. But that is actually going to be it for today's video. I hope you guys enjoyed, and don't forget to check out my Amazon storefront for all the products that I used in today's video. I literally shop there all the times for all my products, so you guys are always asking me like, where'd you get this, where'd you get this? I finally got approved for the storefront, and I am so happy that I can finally share with you guys all the lifestyle products that I use, because again, I like to keep things fun and colorful, and I know you guys really do like inspo on life. That is going to be it. I love you guys so much, and I will see you guys in my next video. Mwah. Bye.